I haven't been this excited about Jordans in a long time. What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. 2025 is shaping up to be a very exciting year in sneakers, especially for one brand. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Jordan Brand, and they are throwing the biggest 40th birthday party, and all sneakerheads are invited. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the Jordans to get very excited about in 2025. We got no time to waste. Let's get into it, starting off with the Jordan 4 White Cement. The Cement 4s will be dropping this year on May the 24th, and you already know this is going to be that 4 this year that everyone needs for the summertime. Last year, just in time for summer, we had the military 4s drop around the same time, and this year it looks like that summertime 4 is going to be the White Cements. You can expect these to immediately sell out. I mean, people have been looking forward to these for a very long time, since 2016, and it seems like they have kept it as true to the OGs as possible. Retail on this, however, is a bit more expensive than you would expect from a 4. They are going to be $225, but regardless, one thing is guaranteed: these are going to sell out, and they won't be so easy to get. We're also getting not one but 2 Jordan 1 and Fragment triple collabs. First, we're going to be seeing the Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott collab with Fragment. We've already seen Hiroshi Fujiwara rocking these courtside, and from the rumors, this is supposedly going to be the last ever Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low. I know we've heard that one before, but apparently this time it's serious, and this colorway definitely pretty clean. But in my opinion, especially compared to some previous colorways of this shoe, I find these to be a bit plain. It's one of those shoes that if I hit for retail, great, but I won't be too fussed if I miss out on them. But we also might be seeing a triple collab between Fragment, Jordan, and Union LA, and so far we've just seen some mock-up images of this potential shoe, but you already know whatever this shoe ends up looking like, it might end up being the most hyped up Jordan of the year. And speaking of Union LA, we do have one confirmed release for this year, although we don't have a release date yet, and there should be a Union LA Jordan 1 dropping. And unlike the last Union 1 Jordans, which a lot of people were quite disappointed with how those ended up looking like, these are much more similar to the original Union and Jordan collabs. The colorway this time seems like most of the shoe will be done in a Chicago colorway, and then the ankle collar is done in the shadow gray. If this released a few years ago, for sure it would be the most hyped Jordan of the year. Because I already have the Lost and Found Chicago ones, I can't say I really need these, but I do think they look absolutely sick, especially with those two-tone laces and also the yellow laces. These are sick, definitely look out for those. We've only talked about 3 shoes so far in this video, and yeah, you can already expect what kind of year it's gonna be. Perhaps the one Jordan sneaker that I am the most excited about is the Jordan 4 Undefeated. So we should be finally seeing a retro of this shoe this year, and interestingly, it seems like there will be 2 different versions of the shoe dropping, one with the Nike Air on the back and one with the Jordan logo. There's supposedly 2 different SKUs. If I were to bet on this, I would expect one of them to be a Union LA collab and the other one to be more widely released. I don't care which version I end up getting, because for me this is like a grail sneaker, one of my grail Jordans period, and I can't believe that they're actually retroing. I absolutely need this, one of the sickest colorways I think on the 4s. Just circle me in for a pair right now. I'm gonna be wearing these in the fall time. They're gonna look great. Very quickly, by the way, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm dropping content every single week, and also give me a follow over on Instagram, dropping content on there pretty much daily, and it is the best place to contact me. Now, speaking of the 4s, we will be getting another pair of the Jordan 4 SB. We're finally getting a second colorway, this time in a Summit White and Navy. It pretty much has the same color blocking as the originals. I think the SB4s are excellent because of the shape. It was one of the most comfortable Jordan 4s that I've worn. These are super clean. I feel like any other year this would be at the top of like a must cop list, but because we're seeing so many other nice Jordan 4s this year, I feel like these are kind of getting lost a bit. But make sure you don't forget about this release, especially if you missed out on the originals. I'm pretty sure the resale prices on this pair will be much more affordable. Another pair of 4s that kind of came out of nowhere is the upcoming Nigel Sylvester Jordan 4, and the official colorway name for this is the Firewood Orange pair, which I was honestly a bit disappointed by that name, because in pictures the shoe looked a lot more red to me. In fact, I thought this was the closest thing we've seen to like a Red October Jordan model, but based on the name it seems like it's more of an orange color. And if you look closely, you can see that very familiar Nigel Sylvester detail. You see that mini swoosh on the mudguard done in white. I'm very excited to see what these shoes actually look like in hand. The materials look really premium. Speaking of Nigel, we'll also be seeing another Nigel Sylvester collab this year on the Jordan 1 Low, and this is the Nitro colorway. And these do look like your classic OG lows, and you know how I can tell? because I counted the lace holes. I see 8 different lace holes on the shoe, not the 7 we see on the current Jordan Low OGs, which they supposedly call OGs, but they're not really OGs, because the OGs had 8 different lace holes and also the much bigger swooshes like you see on this Nigel pair. So this is actually a true Jordan 1 Low OG, and I think it looks great, especially in this nitro colorway, which seems like it's just a black and white pair. I know I'm copying these and I will be wearing them. Man, I think I'm gonna need to drive an Uber or something to pay for all these shoes this year. Also, another Jordan 1 Low that looks to be releasing in the summertime is the Jordan 1 Low OG Phantom. Another what seems to be an OG, a true OG Jordan 1 Low. And these look very clean, a simple gray and black colorway. Definitely a pair that people are going to want to wear in the summertime. I think these look pretty clean, not much more to say here. And just in case you haven't had enough of OG Jordan 1 Lows, we're actually going to be getting the father of Jordan 1 Lows, the Chicago colorway, dropping sometime this year as well. And once again, it seems to be a true OG low. I think these shoes are beautiful, they're a classic, but once again, I just don't feel like I need them because I already have the Lost and Founds. And I've said this before, I don't really like collecting shoes that look too similar to each other. I got the Chicago High, so I'm good on that colorway. But if I didn't have those, I would be all over these because I think they look pretty spectacular, especially in this true OG form. The most shocking sneaker that we'll be releasing this year, however, for me, is the Jordan 1 Shattered Backboard. I actually never thought we would see a real retro of this shoe. If you've been following sneaker YouTube for a long time, you guys already know this is the shoe that every Jordan gets compared to because of the quality of that sneaker. I've never even had that shoe in hand, so I don't even know how good the quality is, but I really hope that this retro version is somehow just as good. But for me, it's the colorway. I love the colorway on the shoes, the orange and black. I'm a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan, so maybe that's probably why. I hope it also releases around the fall season. You know, it's got kind of those fall colors too. Definitely the Jordan 1 I'm looking forward to the most this year. We'll also hopefully be seeing the Jordan 1 Black Toe reimagined. We were supposed to get this shoe actually in 2024, but it keeps getting pushed back. Personally, even though this colorway is actually my favorite all-time colorway of the Jordan 1s, the black toes, I still won't be going for these because I'm just not a fan of what they did with the Wings logo. They replaced it with this text, which some of you guys like, but for me, I really don't like them. I really don't like how it looks on this model. Whoever reimagined and came up with that at Jordan Brand, please stop. We'll also be seeing the Bred Jordan 1s, but this time in the 85 version. So this is an OG colorway coming out in the OG shape. So you gotta be excited if you are a fan of Jordan history. The retail price on these is kind of crazy though, $250. And for that reason, I don't think it will initially sell out. It might eventually sell out, but I don't think it's a shoe that will be too difficult to get if you really want them, especially considering how many other Jordans are dropping this year. Spending $250 on these, I'm not sure people will be all into that. Do let me know in the comments, do you think these will sell out or not? One more pair of 4s to talk about is the Rare Air 4s, which is a pretty nice combination of black, blue, and red. And these shoes are supposedly dropping in February, I think, so coming up quite soon. But considering all of the other Jordan 4s dropping this year, this is definitely not on my radar too much. And so far in this video, I've only talked about the 1s and the 4s, but there's plenty of other Jordans that are going to be getting a lot of attention this year. How about the Ferrari 14s? Perhaps the most iconic colorway on this model. The shoe itself was inspired by Ferraris, including that triangular Jumpman logo you see on all of them. And this particular colorway has never seen a retro before. So I know that Jordan fans are going to be going crazy for these. And just based on the pictures, it looks like it will be a true 1-for-1 retro of the OGs. In July, we should also be seeing the Aqua 8s dropping. This is an OG colorway of the Jordan 8, and even though this pair has been retroed many times in the past, people still get excited when they drop because it is an iconic shoe. Michael Jordan himself wore it during the All-Star game, and it looked really good with those blue uniforms. They should be releasing in full family sizing, and the retail price on them will be $210. Additionally, the black metallic Jordan 5 reimagined will be dropping on February the 8th. Another OG colorway, and they are aiming to make these as close to the original as possible, but with a few subtle differences. releases. For a lot of people, these are the best and most coveted Jordan 5 colorway. Now, if you're someone who you don't like too much color on your Jordans, you just like simple black ones, well, we'll be seeing the Black Cat 3s in fact dropping very shortly, next week in fact. And this shoe has always been a cult classic because it's kind of like an elevated take on a Jordan 3. It's like a dressed up Jordan 3. And this is a pretty huge release because it's the first time since 2007 that we've seen a retro of this shoe. And for that reason, I actually don't think it's going to be too easy to get, not as easy as you might think. And also on Black Friday this year, we'll be seeing the very clean Black Cat 4s. Simple, all black pair of Jordan 4s. If there's one shoe you can bet your money on this Black Friday that will sell out, then it's gotta be these. These are 100% guaranteed to be all sold out. Doesn't matter how many pairs they produce, it won't be enough. One more that I forgot to mention, because to me this is one of those I'll believe it when I see it type of rumors. We might be getting the off-white Jordan 1, the sample colorway. It could be the sample colorway, or it could be the canary yellows, or who knows actually what the colorway is, but I would be pretty surprised if they actually dropped it. But if it does, it definitely would be the most hyped sneaker from this entire video. And finally, we got to talk about the Jordan 12s, because we're going to be seeing two very iconic colorways of this shoe dropping this year. First of all, the Flu Game 12s. You already know the history behind this shoe. Jordan wore these during that infamous game in '97 versus the Jazz. When he was suffering, he was sick, but he still dropped 38 points in these shoes. And perhaps the most classic Jordan 12 of all time, the Taxi 12s. This colorway will also be dropping at some point this year. It seems like every time new colorways of this shoe drops, they don't really sell out, and I actually don't expect the Taxis to sell out either. Should be pretty easy to get if you really want them. And those are just all the pairs we know about so far. Wow, what a year it's gonna be if you love retro Jordans. Leave a comment, let me know what are the top 3 or top 5 releases you're gonna be getting this year. For me, my top 3 that I will be going for absolutely are the Undefeated 4s, the White Cement 4s, and definitely the Shattered Backboard 1s. I think it's great that Jordan Brand is doing this. Great to see some excitement back among the Jordan heads out there. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.